Since the dawn of time, one question has plagued man: who am I? Now, thanks to a man named Gregor Mendel, we know a little bit better who we are. Mendel, an Austrian monk in the mid-1800s studying peas, helped to unravel this question. Mendel discovered the basics of heredity by breeding garden peas. Before Mendel, the widely accepted view of heredity was blending. Blending hypothesis is a belief that the offspring of two mating adults is a blend of the genetic material of the two parents, which cannot be separated back once combined together. An easier way of thinking about blending is mixing paint. Once colors have been mixed, you can no longer go back to the original colors. Blending hypothesis would predict that over time, a population would become uniform, meaning that everyone would be identical. Mendel noticed, however, that his pea plants did not become more uniform with each generation, contradicting blending theory. To explain his observations, Mendel developed the particulate hypothesis. According to this model, parents pass on discrete heritable units called genes that retain their separate identities in offspring. Think of genes as marbles. An organism's makeup is more like a jar of marbles than a bucket of paint. Unlike the mixed paint, the marbles can be separated. Mendel's work was not greeted with immediate acceptance. In fact, it took nearly 50 years for his work to be recognized. Of his lack of immediate acceptance, Mendel said, "My scientific studies have afforded me great gratification, and I am convinced that it will not be long before the whole world acknowledges the results of my work." He was right. His work was eventually accepted, and as a result, we now have Mendel's laws of inheritance. There are two laws that make up Mendel's laws of inheritance. The first law is the law of segregation. The law of segregation states that when any individual produces gametes, the alleles of a gene separate so that each gamete receives only one copy of each gene. This ensures that the offspring gets half of its genetic information from one parent and half from the other parent. The second law is the law of independent assortment. This law means that each gene or trait is independent of each other. For example, seed color does not determine seed shape. These traits are independent of each other. This means that genes are not linked to each other like links in a chain. Because of the work that Mendel did, we now have a better understanding of who we are genetically. And, as a tribute to Mendel, he is now known as the father of genetics.